So, you want to be a real estate investor, but where do you start? How do you know what information and sources to trust? That's where I come in. I'm Jonny Catani, and this is the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. Hey guys, real quick, before we start, go to investwithkatani.com and download my free ebook, Is Commercial Real Estate Recession Proof? Now to today's show. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Friday Follow-Up here on the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. We've made it through another week, and if you've been following along, it's one of the last times you'll hear that intro for a Friday Follow-Up. I think we have one more Friday follow-up of the new year, which means one more intro into the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast, which is wild. So if you've been following along and you heard last week, the name of the podcast is changing, which I'm very excited for. We will now be called the Cash Flow Chronicles. That's right, the Cash Flow Chronicles. Much easier name to remember, easier name to sort of market in terms of what we're trying to accomplish. It also leaves a lot of space to have other entrepreneurs on as well, which I'm excited about, because it will really be focused around alternative assets to cash flow, right? So a lot of people in the Amazon marketplace, I've got some people in my network who are big in that, some other like website, like domain names, different things like that I've got in my network that I'm looking to have on. So really presents the opportunity to discuss things outside of real estate, but obviously still primarily focusing on real estate, because as we all know, that's my primary focus and what I love to talk about. So very, very excited about that. Also, really exciting news, still in the preliminary stages. So this is, maybe unsure, but it's looking good that I will be joining the local chapter of Big Brothers and Big Sisters in their Mentor 2.0 program, and will be mentoring a high school student, potentially through potentially sophomore, junior, through their remainder of high school. So really, really excited for that as well. I've been wanting to give back to the community, and it feels like, my life has changed so much because of mentors. I've talked about it ad nauseum on here. And so it only makes sense to turn around and mentor someone who may not have that role in their life. And so I'm really, really excited. Had my first big interview today, but it's looking promising. So I feel confident saying that on here. But however, last week we pretty much just talked about the name change on the podcast. This week we're going to talk a little real estate. Just had the bi-monthly meeting for Raise Masters. So I'm in Hunter Thompson's mastermind group for capital raisers called Raise Masters. But in there are a lot of top operators. Operators and sponsors are the ones who are actually acquiring and operating, in this case, multifamily apartment complexes. In particular, so top ones who are buying, 200 plus. In fact, one of the top operators today was talking about how, and this gets to my point, they have a 500 unit apartment complex, and right across the street is another about 1,100 units. It's basically a portfolio, and that portfolio is being traded back to the bank. So the operator that came in bought it at a super high premium, and unfortunately, due to the interest rate environment and other factors, are having to trade it back to the bank. And it's presenting an opportunity to this particular operator to get it at a huge discount. So the reason that I bring that up is because this is right on track with my predictions. If you've been following along with my economic predictions, I predicted that over the next year, we're going to be seeing a lot of trade backs, a lot of operators that weren't able to meet their debt service coverage ratio because, you know, they basically banked on being able to raise rents, you know, at an exponential rate. In particular, this market is Houston, which has seen, depending on where you're at in Houston, has seen some serious growth, well into the double digits, 12, 15%. And what happened is this operating group came in and most likely had some conservative underwriting, but most likely were banking on being able to increase rents at a fairly aggressive rate, let's call it. And because they're not able to do so, rents are starting to plateau, even come down in some markets. They are having to trade it back to the bank, and the bank wants it off its books, and so is offering a major discount. And so what's happening is you're going to start seeing this a lot now. Now, here's the thing about it. It's not going to be a blanket crash where everything comes tumbling down. The key and the reason this operator was even able to find out about this is due to their relationship with the bank. They know that, you know, they would be able to close on a deal like this and handle a deal like this. So, you know, you're not just going to be able to go out there and, you know, call a bank and all of a sudden, you know, find all these deals, but you're starting to see brokers have, you know, brokers are less busy, and, you know, banks are not approving as much. So what that means is this presents a really good opportunity to come in, start building a relationship with brokers. As, you know, their ear stays to the ground, you may be able to find out about some deals that, you know, are happening off the books. And, you know, that if you're new in this space, which I know a lot of people listening to this are new, this is a really, really awesome opportunity to start building relationship with brokers, because they're actually going to have time to talk to you. That's something I'm going to be doing locally here in Utah. I'm actually headed to meet with a good friend of mine who's an out-of-town investor, has a really solid portfolio, and we're going to start building some relationships here and growing a network here in Utah, and see if we can't start doing some stuff here in our own backyard. So very excited for that, but something to pay attention to, right? Houston's a top market, and a lot of operators, a lot of competition there with some really good operators. But unfortunately, due to some of the debt that was structured over the last year, 2 years, and just due to a stagnant economy, a lot of deals going to be traded back, going to be available at a discount. Now, I say a lot is subjective, right? I say a lot relative to what's been going on the last 2-3 years. You weren't seeing any of that, right? I mean, deals were just absolutely flowing, right? I mean, you were in for, I mean, I was seeing operators double investors' money in 14 to 18 months. No joke. Saw a deal in Phoenix, top operator in Phoenix, go full cycle in 14 months, 2.5x their investors' money. I mean, that is just absolutely outrageous. And so now the conversation becomes, for those of you that are new, that's not normal. So what's awesome now, and why I'm really excited to be getting into the game now, is because as I start to bring new people to the world of real estate and private placement world, their expectation of what a deal, what a return profile looks like, what a hold period looks like in terms of how long their money stays in the deal, are actually going to be realistic to what deals are like. You're going to start seeing 5 to 7 year hold periods, you know, 3 being like, wow, that's aggressive. You're going to start seeing, you know, very, very strong fixed rate debt, a lot of 10-year, you know, 2 to 5 year interest only fixed rate. You're going to be seeing, you know, I shouldn't say low returns, but you're going to see the 6 to 8 range is going to be normal. you're going to see 15, 18% IRR would be really, really high. So you're going to see normal deals. What a typical investor who's been in the game for the last 10, 15 years would be used to seeing. The last 3 years were an anomaly, and not to say that that part of the cycle won't come back in another 10 to 12 years, but you're going to start seeing your 5, 7, 10-year hold periods, your 6% preferred return, your 15, 16% IRR, the deals that are bread and butter, solid deals, stable assets that will grow over time the way real estate works normally. Those are the type of deals you're going to start seeing. And I'm really excited to be getting into the game now and bringing this to new investors, because if when the market does come back and all of a sudden, deals are flying off and, you can more or less flip an apartment complex, if that time ever does come, then it'll be just icing on the cake for investors, as opposed to these investors who've been in the game for the last 3 years and have been seeing these 14, 18 month, 2.5, 3x deals. And now we're like, wait, what's a 6% return on a 7-year hold? This makes no sense. But it does. And that's actually how the industry typically works. So very, very excited, but a lot to pay attention to. Awesome to see that predictions are still going as I thought. I will continue to keep you guys updated there. If you want to talk more economics, more predictions, more market cycles, follow me on Instagram at Jonny Cattani, DM me economics, and I would be happy to chat with you. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Let's see. I will talk to you before Christmas, right? No, I will not. Wow. Holy cow. You guys, this is how wild the month of December has been. Christmas is literally in 4 days. I'm like, wait, we'll have another episode. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great Christmas. Be safe. Hope everyone has awesome plans. Tell the family hi. Give everyone love. If Christmas is not your favorite holiday, then I hope you still have a great time and are safe. I will talk to you guys. We will have one more. Yes, we'll have one more on the 30th. So next Friday. I'm literally traveling. I'm leaving the reason I'm recording this so early in the week is because I have travel plans, and it's thrown everything off. As you can clearly see, I don't know what the dates are. So one more before the new year, which will be very exciting. I will be recording that from Florida. Unfortunately, a cold snap coming through the whole country. So not the most ideal weather, but still excited to be with family and be in warmer weather than Utah. So everyone have a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Be safe. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to like, rate, review. Again, on Instagram at Jonny Cattani, on TikTok at Jonny Cattani, and I will talk to you guys next week. See ya. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. Listen, I know it's cliche and you hear it all the time, but please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video is coming out. Even though this is technically a daily podcast, you know it's coming out the next day. We have a ton of content coming your way. So please like and subscribe. It helps a ton. Leave comments. Would love to know what you guys think. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much.